Thanks for joining Living on the Tube and trying to figure it all out. Today, you're looking at my hands. Yep, those are my ugly hands. And we're going to talk about or do a very short video, simple video on manicures. Now, depending if you get gels or shellac or acrylics, it's going to cost more. But to do, in my town, in my neighborhood, to do manicure with real nails, these are my own nails, I don't know if you can see that really well or not, it's about $25. To get a French manicure, that's where they paint the tips white, costs an extra $10. So $35 plus tax and a tip. So saving that money with real nails, you need to get it done almost twice a month. You can sometimes get away with once a month if you have a gel coating on top, but definitely need to get it done more often because they are real nails and they grow very quickly. My problem is that they chip and crack and whatever. So I've got two broken nails. Those don't look good. But anyways, because of the two broken nails, I'm cutting down all my nails right down to almost nothing. And I'm not painting them or anything. I'm just going to clip, file, and save me this month's or this week's $25. So I just clip right across the middle. I don't know if you saw that. And I just kind of round off the edges a little bit. I kind of do appreciate that square ovally shape. I don't really like the perfectly square. I think the cornered edges is just a little too severe. So I just snip a teeny bit off the edges and then I will round it off better with my nail file. And that's all I do. I literally cut to the length I want and then just trim the edges. Now, on some of my nails, you'll notice that the whites go down the sides a lot compared to my other nails or other people's nails. That's because I'm actually a nail biter. And you're like, how can you be a nail biter? You got such ginormous nails. I go through phases. I really do. So I am a nail biter, and hence the two nails that are short. I think they broke, and I just started chewing on them, which is really bad. Also, when they're really super short, I find I bite on them more. So I'm not going all the way, oh, sorry, I don't know if you can see that. I don't know, I'm not going all the way down. Like, that's a really long one. I'll probably cut that about half. And that's what I'm trying to do here, is cut them about halfway. Because I need the other two that I've chewed down to nothing to catch up. And they can't catch up if the other ones are super long. So, just kind of fixing that one up because I don't like how it looks. And I find sometimes facing myself helps for me to get the right shape. Oh, what did I do to that one? That one's really off. Okay. And on to my next hand. Now, I am right-handed, so doing my left hand is easy. Doing my right hand for me is actually very difficult, and I'm going to trim just a little bit. Actually, maybe I'll just file the short nails because they need to be encouraged to grow quickly. Yeah. Now, there are many videos on YouTube on how to do this better than I'm doing it. I'm just trimming them and filing them to make them smooth, because sometimes when you go with a nail clipper, they're not very smooth or they're rough to the touch. And that's pretty much all I do. Maybe I'll do a future one where I paint them, but right now I'm not going to paint them. And that's just a preference thing. I go through periods where I paint them and periods where I don't paint them. And I did have them painted last week as a French manicure. And I'm terrible at them. I still try to do them. And I'm terrible at them. I'm good at coloring with one color all the way across. But that's about it. Like, I'm not very good with the tips. Even though I even use the tip stickers. But once your hands are full of those stickers that are hanging out all over the place, it's hard to get the other hand done. So I find that's my problem. And I do find these glass files are the best. They seem to last the longest. And you can file in both directions, not just one. With an emery board, typically it's better to go in one unless you have a really good branded one. I have a couple somewhere, but I couldn't find them before I started this video, so I just went with my stone one. I do like these a lot. I do have one stone one that's cheap, and I swear I could be rubbing, and it doesn't look like anything's happening, so I think it's already gone bald or something. Maybe the groove in the shaded part here wasn't grooved enough or something. But this one I've had for many years, and I really, really like it. Now, I read somewhere many years ago, many years ago, to help encourage growth of your nails, that you should tap them. So I find like when I'm driving, I'm tapping on the steering wheel or the stick shift or my seat. Just constantly tapping actually encourages the cuticles to grow. Oh, I didn't go into the cuticle today. That's because my cuticles are pushed back pretty good. They didn't seem to grow a lot since last week. And that's another thing, is you can buy these creams and cuticle cutters, and depending on how you feel about it, you may or may not need it. Again, that's a personal preference. I went to one spa where they say they don't push back cuticles anymore, that they went somewhere and there was a study done saying that pushing back the cuticle is actually bad for your nail bed. And I thought, oh, that's interesting. So they don't encourage, at that particular spot, they don't encourage to do it every single time. Now, if you have cuticle growth where it's taking over the base of the nail and it's starting to grow up, maybe, but mine are fairly good. So I'm not going to be touching my cuticles today. I will do a future video where I go through and do the cuticle pushback and everything else. But you know what? I'm going to be cleaning the house today. So these hands are going to be in water. There's no point in me doing polished. I usually try to... I also feel my nails to see how they feel. Being that they're freshly cut, the hand that the nail was cut on, that I'm feeling, on this hand, it doesn't feel good. But what I'm feeling for is any sharp edges that may catch on clothing or fibers or fabric. And if it's too sharp, I'll just fix it up a little bit. Usually when it's naked to the eye and you can't see the bumps and lumps, that's not really all that bad. So there's not a whole lot you need to file off. Just a little here and there. Oh, that one's really nice. So yeah, you just kind of go and start feeling. If it doesn't feel good, then change it to how you like it. Okay, that took me, what, 8 minutes? Again, I just clipped, filed, done. Now, you might think, oh, they're not perfect by any means. Well, I'm only human, and I'm not a professional, and I never took any courses. That's a good idea, though, to take a class on that. So, that's how I save my $25 by not getting manicures and pedicures. If you think about, 20 years ago, how many manicure shops would you see in a 1 square kilometer mile? 1 square kilometer in an urban area. How many nail places would you find? None? Maybe one? There are very few and far apart. Now in a square kilometer, you might see like 10 different nail and pedicure places, spas, all that kind of stuff. It used to be thought 20 years ago that getting your nails done was only for the rich or only for the posh. And now it's like it's everybody's right to get them done. I save money by not doing it. You can save money by other ways, but this is what I do. Thanks for joining my channel. Please subscribe somewhere down there. Haha, somewhere down there. And we'll see you soon.